Hello and welcome to the Mystical Arts Academy Business Spotlight, where we shine a light on you, your services and your business. On our Mystical Arts Facebook page and website, we've created a space where you'll find resources for anything and everything spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, mystical and supernatural. We've guided meditations, one-to-one tarot and mediumship reading courses, lectures, and coming in 2025, even some retreats. We hold regular Zoom sessions where you can come and ask questions, improve your knowledge and skills, and even make new friends. So let's get started. Our guest today is Ewa Heard, who is a business and transformation coach. 6 years ago, she realised her job was causing her life-threatening depression and anxiety, so she quit. She then connected to her purpose and turned it into a six-figure business, making a global impact in just 6 months, while also being a full-time mum. So let's give a big warm welcome to our special guest today, Ewa. Hi, Ewa.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. So happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, and welcome to the Mystical Arts Business Spotlight. So are you okay today?
Sorry?
Are you okay today?
Oh, I'm more than okay. I've had an amazing day.
Oh, good.
I've been celebrating my wedding anniversary today, so it's been brilliant.
Congratulations. Yeah. And then you're spending the evening with us here.
Exactly. Yeah. What could I have wanted more? Nothing more.
Well, I don't know about that. A bottle of champagne, I think, and some TV.
That's already waiting. That's waiting for later.
That's brilliant. That's even better. That's even better. So tell us a little bit about yourselves, how you got started, your path in life, and what led you to working what you're doing now, the two niches that you have.
Yes. So it all started when I was actually working in a 9-to-5 job, and my mom passed away as well when I was quite young, and everything started happening all at once. So my mom passed away, and I didn't really deal with grief at all. At that point, I was a non-believer, so I was a complete atheist. I didn't believe in energy, spirituality. For me, it was like, there's nothing after life, right? And it was so weird because, and I'm sharing this for the first time, it just came to me to share, so I'm going to share. I had a very vivid dream with my mom, and now I know that she visited me. And she said to me, Ewa, there's God. And I was like, when I woke up, I thought to myself, I know that this was a special dream. I know this was not just like a random dream. I could feel that we connected there. But why she's lying to me? Why is she telling me there's God when I know for a fact there's no God? And I said that just got me thinking. And very straight after that, I had this revelation. So I went into work and I got to the office. I sat at my desk and I saw beautiful sun outside, and I just wanted to be free. I just felt so imprisoned in my own job because they could see all my movements. They could see when I'm online, when I'm offline. When I was offline, they were asking me questions. Where have you been? What have you been doing? And all I wanted to do was just to enjoy sun, because that time I was living in London, we don't really get to see a lot of sun in the UK, right? So when you see that sun, you just want to enjoy. And I thought to myself, you know what, there must be more to life. And I've always known that. Even when I was a teenager and I got my first jobs, I always asked senior people, thinking, is this it? Like, that's all you do? You just go to work, then you retire and you die? Like, am I missing something because I was so young? And everybody told me, but what else do you want from life? Of course that's life. Like, what else do you want? But I always had that niggling feeling. And so the dream of my mom, then that revelation that, there must be something more to life. I can't see myself doing this job for the rest of my life. And that's it. And then I had a massive panic attack one day when I got to work and I couldn't even enter. I was sweating. I thought I was having a heart attack. So I just went home and I thought I was going to die. I didn't know what panic attacks were. So I went to the GP, I went to the doctor, and I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And I was signed off for nearly 3 months that year, on and off. And I realized I completely lost my identity. I completely lost myself in a job that I had to pretend to be someone else every single day. It was completely out of alignment with who I was. And I decided, you know what, I need to connect to my purpose. I know I'm meant for more. I know I want to help people. And this isn't it. So I decided to quit because my mental health was really declining very, very quickly. So I quit my job. I didn't know exactly. I quit my job. I found my purpose. So I really realized that my purpose at that time, my purpose hasn't changed. It's still the same. But at that time, I really wanted to help people connect to their purpose and get them out of 9 to 5, right? That's how I started. So I became a coach. So I qualified as a coach and I started my business. So that was my niche at the start. But the first 2 months of my business were very, very difficult. I seriously thought that if I followed all those different coaches online, and I've done, I think, thousands of freebies, and I've implemented all of everything that I've been taught, but nothing was working. Nothing was working. And after 2 months of making no money and working about 12 hours a day, I realized that I either need to hire someone to help me build my business, or I need to go back to 9 to 5 job. And I didn't want to go back to 9 to 5 job because I knew that would be a death sentence. So I hired a coach and she just taught me how to attract clients online. So she focused really on Facebook groups. So I realized it's just a skill you need to learn. You need to learn marketing, you need to learn your message, you need to learn how to show up. It's just a skill how to attract clients. And I became really good at it. So 30 days later, I hit my first 10K month. And I felt like I've won a lottery. I was like, oh my God, I'm rich. I can do this. I was very wrong. Okay. I was very wrong because what I realized was that I would have amazing months where I would hit 10, 20K. And then for maybe 3 months, nothing. It would be nothing and I would be burnt out. So the whole year was like this. I would have very good months, very low months. It was like that. And at that time, I was not a mum as well. So even though financially I was quite successful and people were looking up to me and asking me questions how I built my business so quickly, I deep down I felt very imprisoned because I was working 8 to 10 hours a day. And then what I realized the following year was that the business I built was completely out of alignment, even though it was my purpose. But the way I was running my business, the business strategy, the marketing, the selling, I hated it all. I absolutely hated it all. And, it was completely out of alignment. So there was a conflict. And second year, I became a mum. So that's when I really I realized I couldn't really do my business how I was running it before. I decided to be mum first and foremost. I wanted to be there for my child. And I realized maybe in a day I could work 1 to 3 hours a day around my child. And that's when everything shifted in my business. And that's when I changed my niche as well. So I realized that spirituality came really into it. So in the first year, I started becoming more spiritual when I connected to my purpose. That's when I really started becoming more spiritual. I started connecting to my soul more, but it was still quite a scary concept. But second year, I really, really devoted myself to spirituality and really connecting to myself. And really, I wanted to be guided by my soul how to lead in business because I wanted to be with ease. I wanted to be with flow. I didn't want to work 9 hours a day. I wanted to work 1 to 3 hours a day, but I still wanted to reach the success and I wanted to create a global business. And that's exactly what happened. When I asked my soul how to lead my business, and I got rid of pretty much all my strategies. I focused on one strategy, and it was all about what really lights me up, what gives me energy, how do I want to show up authentically, what's real for me. And really, I was getting guidance all the time. And I remember the first aha moment I had as well was, in our industry, 10K months is like, everybody has 10K months, right? So it's like, I want 10K months, but I didn't know why I wanted 10K months. And in my meditation, it became so clear that that was my ego, right? Because I remember even thinking, I don't need that much money. Like, I'm not very materialistic. I don't need anything. I've got everything I want. So why do I want 10K months? And then I connected in my meditation to my future self. And I realized that my goal is not 10K months. It's so much greater than that, right? And it's not actually about money. I realized that my purpose here as well is to help children and to build charities for for children who don't have homes, families, right? Children's homes. And I got guidance of how to do it, and it was massive. It was like way bigger than I could have ever imagined, right? And I saw myself on stages being very successful in this business, and this business will allow me to then start charities. And I realized that actually I'm not just here to help businesses and spiritual workers create six-figure businesses anymore. I'm here to create something more as well. And when I realized that I'll probably become millionaire at some point, because the more money you make, the more impact you can create. In that month, I hit my first 50K, that's in pounds, month, right? So I went from like 10, 20K to like 50K, and I was working, seriously, at that point, my son was a newborn. I was working maybe 1 to 2 hours a day. And it came with so much ease because everything was guided through my soul, what to do, what offer to put out, how to attract clients into my group, how to do a freebie. Everything was guided, and it felt so amazing and authentic and fun and exciting. So when I looked at my bank account at the end of the month, I was speechless. I was like, oh my God, when you combine energy work with business strategy and you're actually creating your own business strategy that is so aligned, that's it. You're sorted. And it's definitely more fun. So that's when I realized that actually, I was just focusing on business strategy because that's what I've been taught. But the second year of my business was a massive breakthrough for me when I started combining the energy work and healing work, soul connection to the whole business strategy mix. And that's why I started then focusing on helping spiritual workers create six-figure businesses, because I knew that spiritual workers, healers, light workers will understand my language. They will understand when I say connect to your soul, be soul-led or soul alignment. So that business grew very, very quickly. And I've been doing this now for 6 years. And now, I just had another baby, well, just, 18 months ago. So now I've got 2 children and it's still growing. And now, again, I've been called to go bigger and different. So now I'm focusing on growing another business. I'm just starting. But again, it's helping women, mothers especially, connect with their purpose. And I don't want to focus just on spiritual workers because I feel that's easy. I know how to do that now, but I need a challenge, and I want to help people who are maybe not spiritual, and I want to get them into spirituality, but in their own way. I'm not here to preach. I'm not a guru. All I want is for women to really connect to their souls, find their purpose, and build businesses that again are so guided through your own, through your soul. So that's what I'm all about. That's why it's slightly different, but I'm still sticking to the same thing, really. Helping people connect to their purpose and building businesses that are so aligned still.
Wow, that's a fantastic journey you've been on, isn't it? I mean, yeah, it is. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. I just love it. And of course, when you start bringing in heartfelt business practices, it's surprising how fast you can expand your business as well, or create an impact for other people. So the new business that you're doing, how long have you, when did you start the new one? This is the niche for new mums and how to sort of
Yes.
get out of their 9 to 5, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So I've started that just a few weeks ago, and now I'm promoting the free event for mums to join us, just to show them what I'm all about. And in the free event, I'll be taking them actually through the journey through 4 days. I want them to start connecting more, start feeling things, be more authentic. And it's more about as well stepping into your power. And what I mean by power is being authentic, because I really truly believe that everybody has purpose on this earth, but your power and how we can all change the world is by truly expressing who we are. It's truly being authentic and unique, because we are all unique. But because of conditioning, we also forget who we truly are. And it's about connecting to who you truly are, expressing who you truly are, really understanding your unique skills and talents and gifts you've got, and share with the world, because that's what the world needs. That's why you're here on this planet. So you need to step into that role. So it's all about stepping into that role fully, confidently, and becoming the leader you need to be. And I'm not talking about leaders like being aggressive and shouting and very masculine. It's about actually finding your feminine way of leading people and creating global impact with your heart, with your kindness, because I think that's what the world needs. So that's what I want to focus on moving forward.
Well, that's good. Compassion and kindness, especially in a business setting as well, is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the is it the course that you're doing? How long is that for? Is that just a couple of hours, or is it multiple sessions?
The 4-day event,
Oh,
it will be around 1 hour every day. Around 1 hour. I try to be 1 hour, but sometimes I overrun. I talk a lot and I overshare for sure. But yeah, and it's not just going to, because I used to do events, free events, when I would just teach. But this time, of course, I'll be teaching that, but I want it to be immersive experience. I will be doing them exercises. We'll be doing things together, because it's all about shifting the energy. You know, I'm very big on shifting your energy, because it's energy that creates results, right? So you need to become a different person in order to call in the success you want. So we'll be doing that actually at the event. So it will be very exciting for me.
wow, that's good.
First time I'll be doing that, you know,
Yeah.
like that. 'Cause normally I have long programs for people to experience shifts. So we'll see how that goes in
Mm.
4 days.
Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds like a plan, and that's the thing, isn't it? Having a plan, and of course,
Yeah.
when we do again start to use our sort of spiritual enlightenment, so to speak. I mean, everything is energy, isn't it? Everything is a vibration and energy. And if you can become heartfelt, if you can connect with your heart center and use the energy
Mhm.
from there rather than the energy from your mind that can be sort of here, there, and everywhere, you know, the
Mhm.
heartfelt center, the heart doesn't have any ego, so there's no ego when you start being heart-centered and giving from a heart-centered place. So that's fantastic, that's brilliant. So yeah, good luck with that. And
Thank you.
yeah, and I might even put a wig on and sneak in the back door, I think. So
Yeah.
see what we can find. So are you also booking free monetization, free courses, or let me rephrase that, a free chat where you talk about monetizing people's spiritual gifts as a strategy call? Are you doing that as well?
Yes, yes. So I'm still carrying on with that business, because that was my main business. And yes, I still have offers and services in that business. And I have actually a masterclass that is free as well. So it's all about, it's called Shift Masterclass, because it's all about how to attract clients energetically. So we actually working in that masterclass, we working more on energetics, on letting go of what, you know, the blocks that you might be having. So I'm shifting clients on all different levels, you know, conscious, unconscious levels, energetic levels. And so with healing our money stories as well, and wounds, because that's massive. I think as spiritual workers, we all, I think maybe not all, I'm generalizing here, but I think a lot of us go through the phase of, oh, how can I be charging for this? This is my gift. This is my purpose. I shouldn't be charging for this. So there's a lot of money stories here, there, and wounds. So you know, I'm teaching about how to get rid of those, how to, you know, overcome those, heal those, and then there's business strategy, but you know, from a soul aligned way. How can you actually build a business from a soul aligned place? So that's, yeah, that's the free masterclass as well. I'm offering on that front.
Sounds even better, even better. I mean, one of the problems that we have as humans, we're indoctrinated with, you know, like you say, you know, you can't charge for your gifts because they're gifts from God, etc., etc. But while that may be true, everything, again, as I mentioned earlier, everything is energy, and money is energy. The transfer of money, the improvements of our situation. Again, we're raising our energy, we're raising our vibration to be able to do that. And of course, you passing on your knowledge, you're passing on your vibration as well. And the exchange for that is a monetary exchange, because we live in a monetary world, don't we? We live in a fiscal world where we do have to earn money to be able to pay for food and lodgings and heating
Yeah,
and lighting. If we were in a society where we didn't have to do that, then that'd be fine. And I'm sure
yeah,
that's coming. Might not be for another 30, 40, 50 years, but I'm sure that is
yeah,
on its way. So yeah, that's
yeah.
fantastic. So okay, so um, what what's the most rewarding aspect of running your business?
So for a lot of people, because obviously a lot of people, spiritual workers, they come to me because they want to make money. You know, they have this amazing passion, purpose, and they're not making money currently. So a lot of people tell me, oh, your most rewarding aspect must be seeing people making money. but it's not. Because I know that money is just a byproduct of your alignment, right? So I know if you come to work with me, I know money will come. I just know this. So when you say, hey, Eva, I made my 20K, or hey, I got my 10K, I'm like, of course, it's so expected. It's such a norm. Like, that's no big deal. But what gets me really going is seeing people connecting to their purpose. Because again, a lot of spiritual workers, they think they know what their purpose is. They used to say, well, but I'm here to bring peace or light to the world. Amazing. That is your purpose, but what's your unique purpose? Everybody's here for specific purpose, and not many people know what that looks like, right? So to see people really connecting with that, oh my God, I'm here to help people with suicidal thoughts, or they're very specific, and to see them lighting up. And what I love the most is when they run their business with ease, and when they're connecting to their soul. When they say, you know what, I thought I was going to do it this way because that's what I've been taught my whole life. But I spoke to my soul, I connected to my soul, and actually my soul wants me to do it this way, in a more creative way. Or, and they're like, and I love it. And they fall in love with the business. They come to me when they hate marketing, they hate selling, they hate running a business. They love serving people, but they hate the business. And when they leave the program loving every single aspect of their business, selling, marketing, they love talking about what they do, and you can tell by the energy. They just love what they do. That's what I love. Because money it doesn't bring you happiness. If you hate what you do and you have money, what's the point? Right? But if you love what you do, then you are amazing at what you do. And I can see that they are, attracting clients, and they creating impact in their clients' lives. Then I feel like that's my purpose done. And
Yeah.
that's the beautiful thing. Money, it doesn't actually light me up that much, believe it or not,
Yeah.
business coach, but it doesn't.
I'm the same way. I'm not very materialistic. I mean, the vehicle I drive is like 20 years old, and yeah, I
Mm.
could splash out on a new one, but this is doing fine. What's the point?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not materialistic as well. And again, money's not everything, is it? Yes, we need money to be able to survive and thrive and evolve, and to buy the luxuries that we're used to. But again, it's not everything. It's not the be all and end all. If you're just chasing the money all the time, then you're you're missing out on the journey. And it's the journey, as everything, it's the journey that you're on now that you need to get the most fulfillment out of, the most joy out of. I think, get joy out of every moment that you can, whether that's learning or whether that's teaching, whether that's
Yeah.
walking the dog and looking at the trees and thinking, wow, that's a beautiful tree, I've seen it 1,000 times, but it's beautiful. It's about
Yeah.
opening your eyes again to the beauty that's out there each and every day. And it's about that path. That's the most exciting part. That's where the true joy is. It's not thinking, oh, if I make £10,000, dollars, euros next month, I'll be happy. But you won't. I'll
Yeah.
be happy when I get on my next holiday, but then the holiday goes, and then you're sad for
Yeah.
6, 8, 9 months. So I think if we can learn people how to collectively learn people how to, us on the spiritual path, learn how to
Yeah.
get joy out of being in the moment, then our
Hmm.
lives, the whole world will change. And it'll
Yeah.
change very, very quickly when that happens. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
phenomenal. So what's the most magical moment you've experienced while running your business?
I think it was when I connected to my bigger purpose, with the charity, when I was doing that meditation, it was just a mind-blowing thing for me, and everything is just sped up in my business, in my life. People started coming to me without having that realization that you don't need to work 10 hours a day, because, we've all been conditioned that you need to hustle, you need to work hard, push harder, push harder. And I realized it's not about that at all. Actually, it's all the way around. The less I push, the more I receive, right? So it's all the spiritual aspects of it that, don't control everything. Surrender. Oh my God, the less I'm still learning how to surrender, but it is so true, and really embodying it and actually experiencing it is so refreshing. And I think this whole conditioning really needs to change, and I'm so passionate about it, especially for women and moms, but for fathers as well, for everybody. You don't need to be working hard, you don't need to be working 12 hours a day, try to make your business work. No, it is, we are all abundant, and as long as you get into alignment with your higher self and you're soul led and you get guidance from your soul and you actually act on it and you trust that everything will be fine. I still have this unshakable belief that I am where I'm meant to be and the universe will always support me. And it always has. And I'm not saying my life has been brilliant and smooth sailing for this past 6 years. No, I had my ups and downs in business as well. How many times I wanted to quit my business as well? Countless times because I was scared. I didn't know if I could make it. But you always have that self-belief or that trust in universe that even when when I started my business, I remember looking at my vision board and I thought, I really don't trust myself. I really don't think I can do this. But I had belief in the universe. I was like, I don't believe in myself, but I really trust the universe, and that pushed me through. But as time progressed, I built that self-esteem and that unshakable belief that I'll be fine and I'm here on a purpose. I'm here on a mission and I need to create that purpose. I need to fulfill that purpose. I need to create my mission. And universe is behind me, my guides, my angels, they're all around me. And I think I've forgotten your question, but if I'm not answering it, please shut me up. But I think that's very important.
No, that's fine. You're fine. This is your spotlight. You keep talking. That's not a problem. So yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, once we are on the spiritual path, and we do know that we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience, and we are here for the experience, the good and the not so good. So yeah,
Yeah,
things is a bit of a roller coaster. And even when you are at the height of your business, you're still going to have problems. You're still going to have issues you need to overcome. You're still going to have the not so good days, and you're going to have the really good days. So knowing that, it helps as well, doesn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
And also seeing what possible, like the potential of people as well, because when I started my business, I wanted to survive. I wanted to have the same salary as my in my office job, right? And I see this with my clients, they start very small, and I get that because we all start there, right? But when you connect to your soul and when you connect to the vision of where you're meant to be, they are blown away. They're like, how am I supposed to create that? Like, how is this possible? But slowly it happens. And I've had clients who wanted to charge nothing for their services, and obviously I don't stand for it. And I said to them, make money first, and then you can give services for free because you actually afford it, right? And how many clients manage to do that? Give services for free for children or for families who couldn't afford it, or they started their own charities as well. So really, starting your business is just such a, it's such a, like, it's a first step to an amazing journey, right? Because then you see so many opportunities and we can all create that massive, massive impact. And I feel the more we connect to one another, we have to come together, to really create the impact we want to see in this world. And, but we need to remember how powerful everybody is, right? So you know, don't settle for less than what you deserve, and like go big, like dream big, and don't settle for anything less. That's what I always say.
Definitely, definitely. And once we do become aware of spirit and our spiritual path, we can ask spirit. We can say, "Can I have some guidance?" And they will help. You do have to ask. Ask and
Yeah,
it is given is one of the Bible sayings, and it's true. Just ask,
yeah,
and it may not be straight away. It may be not in the next hour, but within a day or two, you will get some sign of something to say that you're on the right path or to point you in the right direction. Again, it's a beautiful thing once you do start opening up to spirit and
mm,
trusting in spirit and their guidance as well, trusting in yourself as well, because again, we're here for the experience, we're here to learn, and we have to have the bad days to be able to appreciate the good days, and we have to
yeah,
fail in order to grow. So, don't look at failures as a failure. Look at it as a learning experience. What can I learn from this to not do it again in the future? So that's absolutely brilliant. So it sounds like
yeah.
you're on a really fantastic spiritual path. So who is your spiritual guru that you follow?
Obviously, I knew you were going to ask something like this, and I actually don't have one. Okay, and maybe I'll sound so arrogant, but I really trust in my own guidance. And what I realized working with so many different coaches, over the years, I realized one thing, that as much as I need guidance from other people and support, that's all good. By the end of the day, my guidance is always the best. So I always believe, invest in yourself, invest your time in connecting to yourself. Of course, you need leaders and coaches to guide you the way. Like, because I don't think I could never have done this without a coach by my side, because there was so much fear that if I just couldn't do it. And I know for my clients, it's the same thing. They always say, I couldn't have done it without you because it's just too much. It's just so much fear, right? And I believe that, but I think you have your best guidance. So connect to yourself and trust yourself. But I really pay respect to people who started me on this journey, because as I said, I was a non-believer and I was very scientifically minded. I studied psychology, and it was actually science-based psychology. So it was all experiments, and if you can't prove it, it doesn't exist. So I was like that. Um, so Joe Dispenza was definitely the first person, and synchronicities. And I remember in my job, I was a HR professional, and I employed this woman, and she started. And I was like, I'm not someone who does like small talks. Like I was not very friendly. It's not I wasn't friendly, but I hated that sort of small talk in the office. And she started talking to me, and I was like, oh my god, here we go again. We're going to talk about the weather. And then she asked me about, hey, do you believe in angels? And I was like, are you kidding me? Angels? What, like chubby children with feathers? I was like, no way. Like, why are you talking to me about angels? She's like, angel numbers. And then she started telling me about this. And then that weekend, I went to a coaching session just to try what coaching school I wanted to go into. And the woman sitting next to me had a book about angels. And I was like, this is crazy. Okay, I need to look into this. And she told me about Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I think that's the right one. So I read that book.
It is. Oh, I've got
Oh, there you go.
Becoming Supernatural. That's what
Oh,
I'm.
the supernatural one. Yes. So it was because he introduces spirituality in such a, like, in a way, scientific way. So it really resonated with me. And from that day, I was seeing 111 everywhere. And so I manifested things really quickly. So since I started thinking about angels, and I also listened to Esther Hicks and Abraham Hicks, of course. And that blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God, I completely believe in this. I feel it. I know it's true. It freaked me out a little bit. But after that, I was seeing angel numbers all the time. And I actually left my job within like 3 months after that, because I started manifesting. I was like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I visualized just me walking away. And that's exactly what happened. Within 3 months, I was like, this is enough. I'm gone. And that's exactly what happened. It was very, very quick.
Yeah, when you trust in the universe will reciprocate. It's that simple, isn't it? Asking it is given is one of the things. But yeah, Dr. Joe Dispenza, absolutely fantastic. I love his work. I've watched in studies. I've got his programs and all sorts. Esther Hicks as well. Yeah, Esther Hicks as well. Been following her for 15 years, 20 years, something like that. I've got lots of her recordings and some of her videos as well. That's brilliant. And of course, Bruce Lipton, Dr. Bruce Lipton, if you've heard of him. If you've heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza, you've got to have heard of Bruce Lipton. He's another one of the people that I follow, and they're fantastic. There's a few others as well, but they are the three main ones, definitely. And on my spiritual journey as well, there's a few mediums that I like to follow. But we'll not go into that now, because obviously we're not talking about mediumship. We're talking about business and development and spiritual development. So yeah, so that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so what's one? What could you give your younger self? One piece of advice, if you could.
Don't worry so much. Really trust yourself that everything will work out the way you want it, and actually better. Because what I've realized on this journey is that I wanted one thing and I got something 10 times better, right? And you cannot prepare for this, right? So trust yourself. And I think if I could, I probably would have gotten onto this journey sooner, spiritual. But I now know that my mom passing, I think that was the main thing. I know that she was here to push me onto spiritual path. I know this because I can connect to her as well now, which is incredible. Yeah, who would have thought that I would be doing this? So yeah, I know that she was the main person to, like, no, you need to be going that way, and she helped me as well. So definitely trust yourself, and definitely never ever give up. Like, this is your dream. Do whatever it takes to get there, because You're meant for big things. And I'm not talking about me, but also everyone. We are meant for big things, and a lot of people doubt it. I remember, when I was a teenager or in my early 20s and starting the career that I absolutely hated, I always knew you're meant for more, you're meant for more. But I always thought, oh my God, I must be crazy. Who am I to even think that? Because the society tells you no, like you're an administrator, stay there. This is your job. Don't look up, stay there. And no, no, you're meant
Yeah.
for bigger things. But if you feel that you're meant for more, you're definitely meant for more. You're meant to create massive, amazing things.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. We're all here for a purpose. Some of us are meant to be
Yeah,
teachers, some of us are meant to be clerical workers, etc., etc. But if you do feel the urge, if you do have the calling to, and you want something bigger and better, you've got to go for it, without a doubt.
yeah,
That's definitely. And the problem with today's societies is that we're being suppressed. We're being suppressed. We're
yeah,
being controlled by the news, by the governments, by
yeah,
religious organisations. So yeah, we have to break free of that and realize that we do have a purpose, and some of us will be able to teach other people as well, and bring
yeah.
that purpose forward and bring spirituality forward as well. So yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. So
Mm.
last question, what's one piece of spiritual advice you would give to someone starting on their path?
I think definitely connect to your soul. I think this is the biggest lesson that I've learned, and soul alignment is that it's crucial. Don't do anything that's against you. We have emotions, which is amazing guidance. If you're not feeling it, if you're not feeling great, if you're feeling anxiety or whatever, there's a compass. There's a compass, and you need to follow what's good and what feels good. So really start connecting to your soul, because your soul knows the best how to move forward. Of course, then we need to, there's ego, there's mind. That is obviously, our mind is full of limitations and fears and doubts and conditioning that we need to be aware of, because a lot of people think, oh, by my soul is the fear, it's stopping me. It is not, right? You need to remember that your soul is who you truly authentically are, and your mind is getting in the way. So it's very, I think, important to identify what part of you you're talking to, right? And know that your mind is something that you need to heal or overcome all these fears, all these blocks. But your soul, when you connect to your soul, you become unstoppable, and there's no fear, there's only love and kindness. And definitely know that if you go on this journey, you'll be supported, and things always work out well. Things might fall to pieces when you start. Like, I have so many clients who, they're really good in their life, and they start my program and everything falls apart. Their job, their partners, and they're like, what have I done? And I'm like, I know this hurts. There's death and rebirth, and death is extremely difficult. And I am still going through this right now with the new business as well, the rebirth, and it's hard. Oh, but once you get through it, you need to go through it to get to the reward and to what you're meant to be doing. But remember that you're always supported and guided, and always in moments when you want to quit, when you just want to cry, and always ask for support, ask for guidance, and you will see, you will feel the angels around you, your spiritual team, your ancestors. They're all there to help you, and they're cheering you on.
That's brilliant. That's beautiful. Once and when we start to raise our vibration, when we start to become aware of our inner being, and we start to raise our vibration, there's something called sympathetic resonance, where we're
Mhm.
resonating at a certain frequency, and like attracts like. So that's the sympathetic resonance. So our friends and family and people that we attract into our lives are of a similar vibration. So once we start
Mhm.
raising our vibration, once we start the spiritual path, our vibration starts to rise, and people around us that don't resonate with our new frequency can fall away. But don't be
Mhm.
scared of that. Certainly, it does happen, and it happens quite a lot. And a lot of people don't talk about it. That's the weird thing. I suppose they don't want to talk about the negative side of going on a spiritual path,
Mhm.
but it is about growth and the beauty, the feeling of love and appreciation that you feel once you start to raise your vibration is above all else. You can
Yeah.
let those people fall to the wayside. They're in your life for a reason, or they've been in your life for a reason. Now it's time for them to move aside and you to grow and to become the person that you were meant to be. So yeah, I totally
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yes, I'm scared to tell universe what I want, right? Like I remember a few years ago, I said to myself, you know what? I want to teach people how to attract clients energetically, like without working so hard, just through the energy. And I thought I already knew how to do that because I've been teaching that for quite a while. And then everything collapsed. My husband got COVID. I had no childcare. I was pregnant, and I seriously couldn't work for about 3 weeks. Like I couldn't even get to the computer. I think at the time, I think my boy was also quite ill, so I couldn't sleep because he was ill, and I was like, what is happening to me? I was like, of course, I asked universe, yeah, I want to teach people how to attract clients just through energy. So you do that now, right? And so I really started implementing everything I've been teaching before, and I understood, I got this new insights of how to teach people in a deeper sense how to do it. Because as my sort of life started falling apart in those 3 weeks, I had to step in energetically, and I was still attracting clients. And I think I hit like one of the biggest months that month, and I thought, okay, so now I'm ready to really release that new program, right? And it was the same this year when my one goal was to move to a new house in a better area so my kids could go to a better school, like a safer neighborhood. So we managed to do it this year. So I always knew that once I get the house done, now it's time for the charity. The next step will be the charity. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to ask this. I'm ready now. I can feel it. And then it all happened, the death, the rebirth, and I'm still going through it. And I sort of remember how hard it was, because for the past 5 years, my business, I was staying in my comfort zone. I knew exactly what I'm doing. My strategies were working. Everything was on autopilot. So, it was comfort zone. But now it's time to level up and, go bigger. And again, I'm going through the same shifts again. So it's normal. It's natural. I know now it's part of the journey. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's hard, of course, but you're going to get through it for sure. Right. So
Yeah.
similarly to what you were saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want people to freak out because they think, oh, but because I was like this, I stepped into my purpose and I was blaming the universe. I was angry and I was like, well, but I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. I want to help people. Like if you don't want me to do it, I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to get my 9 to 5 job, whatever. I was so angry, but it's not like that. The universe actually doesn't care really, right? It's about your energy, right? It responds to, as you say, like attracts like. So, it's very important to know that this is part of the journey. So don't get freaked out. It's actually, it just shows that you're doing the right thing. You're stepping into your alignment. And part of stepping into alignment is letting go of what's not in alignment anymore. And that's hard.
Yeah, definitely. We are here to expand our consciousness. So we are
Mm-hmm.
here to go through the trials and tribulations. So yeah, even when things are going good, we can still have problems, and we will have problems, because that's just the way this earthly experience works. But we can keep growing and we can keep moving forward. Doesn't mean we have to keep growing our business. We can stop when we
Mm-hmm.
are comfortable with a certain level. I was watching a podcast where this woman was turning over, multi-million dollars in her company, and she suddenly realized it's not what she wanted. So she scaled everything back
Mm-hmm.
to a lower turnover, and had a better quality
Mm-hmm.
of life for doing that.
Yeah.
Like you say, you don't
Mm-hmm.
need to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And
Yeah.
I did that for about 5 years. When we
Mm-hmm.
had my background is IT. So I've been doing
Mm-hmm.
IT for 40
I can
years now.
definitely
Yeah,
tell. I
thank you.
can definitely tell.
Thank you. And we had a shop as well, and we were working. Well, the business partner, were working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, literally, for about five
Yeah.
years, and we were earning the money to pay for other employees, because they were
Yeah.
just, they were learning and they weren't bringing in that much money, and so we were carrying them, and again, it got too much. So there is a point
Yeah.
where you do have to step back and say, no, let's just rein things in a bit. Let's go a little
Mm-hmm.
bit quieter. Let's follow my proper path, rather than just the business itself. So again, we
Yeah.
are here for the expansion of the soul, as well as, gaining that experience. So yeah, that's I agree. That's wonderful. So any last comments before we wrap up?
But I feel like I've been talking a lot. So I think that's all, really. I just hope that I've inspired some people. That's why I'm doing this, to inspire some people to really start doing what they're meant to be doing.
Yeah, well, you've certainly inspired me, and you come across with so much passion and so much energy and so much authenticity. It's refreshing. Thank you for being on.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.